So lumbar work, low back work should be on every single core workout for the most part. Where you got to use your brain on this is, if I am using this abbreviated core manual and I had someone do deadlifts yesterday or hyperextensions yesterday, and let's say this is a laser recline or something, or an in-between day, I wouldn't be doing a lot of hypers on the in-between days. Too much low back fatigue, you may set them up for injury the next day because they're fatigued and can't handle it. Hold that tight postural position. Things like planks and stuff you can get away with, a little bit different, but I would just be conscious of that day to day on your training so you don't beat any one area up too much. But so lumbar, that's why it's lumbar work question mark. So since this is a heavier day, I think hypers, reverse hypers, stuff like that. But it all depends where the day falls and what their needs are. So if they're terrible at a plank or they're the type that bows over real bad, I'd be killing them with planks until they're really good at it. So let's see. Let's go to this brace here, your ball sit up, your brace. I'm going to grab a Swiss ball. So rough rule of thumb on any kind of ball setups or sit-ups on the ground is if you take their weight divided by 2, or weight, 50% of their weight, and divide that by 2 would be the weight of the dumbbells you want to keep their body weight down. That makes sense? So if I'm going to do a ball sit-up here, now we're to the left. So this would be a ball crunch. It's a very short range of motion on flat, and it's the same as regular crunch on the ground. But a sit-up, where I'm trying to get more range of motion there, it's going to be very hard to do without anchoring myself down, without falling back. So I would have dumbbells here holding this down. So that's what I mean by that weight relation. So this will hold me down. Ball sit. You're going to sit a little bit differently than you would on the ball to increase their range. Think of this a lot like the decline sit, the same concept. But this ball is in the realm of heavy core. So same field position, nice and tight, coming down, stretch, exhale, squeeze. Down, stretch, exhale, squeeze. Find the point where if I come farther, I'm just wasting time. It's like in a chest fly. At the top there, yeah, do a full range, but if they're hanging out there, they're just buying time. Right there, that's as much of the core work as I need there. Stretch, squeeze, nice and tight there. So I kind of actually like opening up a little bit in this and getting a little bit of a stretch in there. As long as that's engaged and not flopping back there, so it sets the difference there. And that will hold me down. Same concept of weighting on the plates with the chest or the dumbbell, like a football. Any questions on that one? Cover that third one up. If you get to cable side bend and you're worried about time, I would just go to dumbbell side bend. This is not that amazing that it really is required to do this one, but on the side bend, same rules of thumb as the regular side bend. You might even want to counterbalance with the hand here, just to see how well they hold it. But same thing, stretch, squeeze. You really need some room there. Stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze. To me, this is a little awkward, but I do like the way the resistance, the vector of force on this works against me a little bit. I feel like I can get a much better squeeze and hold there. You can see I'm actually getting a little bit further than I need to over there with the dumbbell, so I prefer the dumbbell side bend. It's a nice variation. People like this machine for some reason. Exhale, squeeze, nice and tight, and down. So the problem with this circuit is that you've got to run from over there to here to back over there and all that. So I'm going to put the dumbbell side bend on that one. Hit both sides. Cable wood chopper here. There's several variations of this. Oh.
Right there. Hang on your pencil.
Now, if someone, John Sandberg, love him to death, he has no business doing any rotational work whatsoever. There's no stability to do it, and I just don't trust him doing it. And he doesn't need it that bad. He can do the side bends as part of the JKLC. Now, a chopper, wood chop, let's say, I'm going to reduce variation and do the basic of this first. Start on the conservative light side. If he's got to fight with his whole body, too heavy. It should be nice coordinated motion down. So is my arms doing the work? Is my whole body weight doing the work? Or is it nice rotational work through the core there? Stretch across the shoulder, exhale, squeeze down. Literally think about, to get a coordinated arc of motion here, think about it like you're chopping wood. So that's the equidistant stance there version of this. This is the most basic version of this, I would say. Some people really like to drop down and do a half kneeling style of this, across. Come up, stretch, come down, cross. Some people come up and rotate extra with it. This is all getting fancy and only necessary if the person is able. This is the ninja style. So coming up, stretch there, you can follow with your eyes. Come across, squeeze, and up. That'll be the bigger wood chopper. Now, We did top standing. You can do a rotational version of that as well. Whatever. You're eating up time. Is it necessary? Is it sports performance stuff? That's where that would fit in more appropriately. So we did standing, both sides. Across. Inhale up. Across. Try to not get into this kind of stuff where you're overdoing it with your arms. Coming up tall. Find midline stability there. Tight postural position. Exhale across. And down. Exhale across. Now, since we're on this, a lift. Do your opposite. There. Coming down. There. Is it relevant or necessary for most of our people? No way. All right. I think this is Mike Boyle for you guys. And so on. Either chops, you can use dumbbells for some of those are fine, but if you see the cable version of this, there it is. It's subtle control of the spine on it, so I would kneel on a pad for sure, for comfort. Holding nice and tight by the forehead. You can use a V-bar, actually pretty nicely with this one too. But as you kneel down, get a nice symmetrical position with the resistance there. Watch my spine and shoulders. So I want to come tight to the forehead, curl into a fetal position towards the knees, squeeze nice and tight, inhale, and reverse that motion. So you're going through a full arc of flexion extension of this one to really feel this come together versus staying flexed the whole time. My arms and lats are going to be firing like hell to really dominate the motion there. So stretch, exhale, squeeze, 1, 2, 3. Squeezing down towards the knees each time. So without getting the hip joint to open up there and the shoulders open up and stretch the rectus abdominis there, there's nothing going on other than moving at the hips. So this has got an open stretch there, squeeze it all down nice and tight. Good?